What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with another review. And today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that just came out today that I picked up, and that is the Justice League Throne of Atlantis. This is my first DC Comics animated film that I've ever bought and seen all the way through, and I wonder why. It's because, duh, Aquaman is my favorite superhero from the DC Comics universe. So I'm just going to dig straight on into this review, just talk a little bit about the casing of the film here. Of course, you have, the basic sleeve and everything. Very nice, raised, artwork on here. And I like the way, it's kind of like a holographic shine and everything, pretty much all the way around on the side. I kind of like the side design, especially with Aquaman down here at the bottom. That's actually pretty neat. And then, of course, you take the sleeve off. You get, same front and cover, just without the glossiness, foil look. And then, of course, on the inside, you have your two discs. You have the DVD that has kind of a green water design on it, and the Blu-ray, which has a black water design on it. And that pretty much does it for the casing for this film. Now, I pretty much just got done watching this, and I just have to say it is a great film. And if you want to see this film but have not yet obtained it, do not watch this review. I will be putting out some major spoilers, so warning there to any of you that do not want spoilers for this film. The way I will say, the way that this starts off is that it is different than the comic version of this, which this is the story that is in this film is pretty much in the Aquaman New 52 story, and because there is in Volume 3 here of Aquaman New 52, Volume 3, it is the Throne of Atlantis, which kind of has this story, but it's pretty much from the comic into a movie now. But there are some major differences, I will say. Let's see. One of the major differences is that in the movie here, from what I gather, the Justice League is not formed. I don't know if there was a movie previous to this or something that showed the Justice League breaking up. Again, I don't follow the DC animated films. This is my first one, just because it has Aquaman, and it's a great film. But anyway, so in the beginning of this film, the Justice League is not together. Each superhero is off doing their own thing. Batman's doing his own thing. Superman and Wonder Woman are dating. They're pretty much all they really have of a Justice League. From what I gathered is like there was Cyborg, Green Lantern, the Flash, and I think Shazam were all kind of like in a small little group still. But as far as there being an actual Justice League, there isn't. And of course in the comic book movie there already is a Justice League and everything. And the other thing is that in this movie it's actually kind of the birth of Aquaman. He's not Aquaman yet. He really doesn't know who he is. He has all these powers and everything like that, but he kind of really doesn't know why. And so this movie is showing him turn into Aquaman. He becomes Aquaman in this film. And of course in the comic book, he's been Aquaman the whole time. So you got some major differences there. There's pretty much no Justice League, and there is no Aquaman yet. But in the comics, there is Justice League, and there is Aquaman. So there's some two major differences between the movie and the comic book. But on to the rest of the movie. Pretty much the story of this movie is Aquaman's younger brother. He's his younger brother, Orm. I believe it's his younger brother, or is Orm the older one? I can't remember. But Aquaman's brother Orm wants to fight with the surface world and gain control of it and everything like that because he wants to protect the oceans. With all the pollution that humans do and everything like that. But his mom, which is also Aquaman's mom as well, the Queen, she wants to keep a peace treaty between the two worlds. She wants to keep Atlantis more or less, myth, non-existent to the surface dwellers. And of course, Orm wants the opposite. And of course, that doesn't always work out that way. They end up hijacking a submarine in the beginning of the movie and capturing its weapons and everything like that. And then Black Manta and Orm are working together. He uses the submarine to sabotage an attack on Atlantis to try to get the Queen to see his point of view, but it still doesn't work. She just wants to visit with Superman and some other members of the Justice League, which again she mentions the Justice League, but at the same time the Justice League isn't really together. So I was confused at that part of the film. But and then so Orm still doesn't want her to have like a peace treaty or anything like that. She doesn't want her to do that. So actually, Orm ends up killing his own mom. And at the time, Aquaman has never, Arthur Curry, he's never met his mother before. So this was going to be his first time meeting his mom. And we also see Aquaman's future girlfriend / wife, Mera. And she's taking him to see his mom, the Queen of Atlantis. But she's dead. And that's kind of where the feud starts between Orm and Aquaman. And so Aquaman never got to meet his mom, so that was kind of sad there. And it's kind of brutal for Orm to kill his own mom just over a disagreement like that. But it's the DC Universe, so whatever. And I will say, for this movie being a DC Comics animated film, something that you would kind of find like in the kids section of any store or anything like that, and even if it is PG-13, I will say there is quite a bit of blood and brutality in this movie. There's people getting cut in half, stabbed. It's actually a pretty brutal film. I was sitting there watching it and I was like, wow, is this really happening? Are these people actually dying this way? So it's actually a pretty brutal film. But again, all the younger audiences do play Call of Duty and a lot of those M-rated games now, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But overall, it's a great movie. Of course, then there's a feud between, all the heroes and Orm. And, again, Aquaman pretty much becomes created through this film. At the end of the film, the Justice League is together. They involve Arthur, make him a part of the League, and then he's pretty much the king of the sea, king of Atlantis, and he's also a member of the Justice League. So he kind of has a double-time job between both worlds, maintaining the oceans, and then, of course, helping the Justice League out on whatever they need. And they mention, creating a watchtower and all that stuff. So this movie is not only the creation of Aquaman, it seems like, but it is also the creation of the Justice League, which again, I that seems kind of weird that the Justice League wouldn't already have been around. I mean, it's cool if this is introducing Aquaman, but it would have been if the Justice League was already formed. But overall, it's a great film. I don't want this review to lag on too much. But it's a great movie. Definitely look into it. It's got everything. It's got action. It's got great comedy. And what more can I say is other than I love it. Aquaman, again, is my favorite superhero. And again, there are major differences between the movie and the comic version of the story. So if I can say, definitely watch the movie or pick up Aquaman New 52 Volume 3 if you want to read the comic version of the story and then watch the movie. That way you can compare the two for yourself and see what the differences are. But other than that, you guys, that is all I have for this review of Justice League Throne of Atlantis. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Again, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Like always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.